What is the number one reason why you should invest your money for the long term? Stay tuned to find out. The number one reason why you should invest your money for the long term is to access the growth potential of compounding investment returns.
The following disclosures listed below pertain to the whiteboard demonstration to follow. We will use a 30-year time frame to invest. We will invest $10,000 one time at the beginning of year one. We assume a 9% annual rate of return for each year. Investment returns are compounded annually. On the whiteboard, I have two columns, simple on the left and compound on the right. And we're starting with $10,000 for each because that's the figure we're using for illustrative purposes, and we're going to use that 9% figure as well. So each year, these will grow by 9% each, but the difference will be how they're calculated. Simple always starts with this $10,000 beginning value, and that is multiplied by 9%, and that will give us the $10,900. So each year, we will add $900 to our value. The difference with compound is each year you take the subsequent year's ending value and you use this as you're starting to multiply by 9%. So after year one, they're the same because they were each at 10,000. But after year two, we're going to see a difference. After year five, we can see roughly an $800 difference. And this is showing you the snowball effect starting to gain momentum between your simple and your compound. The simple being the adding of $900 each year. So it's 5 times 9 is $4,500. And the compounding is showing the return on the return. After 10 years, we can see an even greater discrepancy between the simple and the compound, with the simple being at 19,000 and the compound at 23,673. And that equates to roughly a 25% increase in the compound versus the simple, and that's after 10 years. After 15 years, we can see on the left under the simple, we're at 23,500 versus the right on compound, a little over 36,000. That is an increase of roughly 1.5 times, or almost $13,000. After 20 years, we can see here the discrepancy is about 2 times when we go to compound versus the simple interest. We're about 28,000 with simple, and we're plus 28,000 with compound. Now we're really seeing the difference of that snowball effect when given enough time. After year 25, we can see our returns have a major discrepancy of roughly $54,000 between our simple on the left and our compound on the right, and that is roughly equivalent to 2.6 times more with compounding returns versus simple. After year 30, we have the biggest discrepancy yet, roughly $95,000 between our simple return and our compound return. The difference equates to roughly 3.56 times more by having your money invested with 9% a year, working for itself, versus just taking that simple return of $900 from the $10,000 base. And that shows you the power of compounding over time.
At the end of 30 years, the difference in this illustration is almost $100,000. The majority of the growth occurs in the final years. That's why it's important to stay invested for the long haul. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in our next video.